Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and somebody's going to be cooking me some duck this weekend. We were invited to eat at somebody's house, and they just went hunting up in, I believe, North Dakota, and I'm going to have some duck. I like duck. It's a little greasy, but duck it is. And so, I've never cooked it myself, but I'm looking forward to it. Now, in response to this tweet that I did, this guy, Goldface XRP, decided to see if he could duplicate my sound that I make when it's my son needs to draw a picture moment. So here it is. You got the pin right. That's it. And I'll prove it. Here it is. And because I have mine right here, and it doesn't have coffee in it tonight. Now, Michael Arrington tweeted this today. This is interesting. Remember, he's the best friend of Brad Garlinghouse. Interesting that Ripple is moving / upgrading so much of its C-suite. Why do you think that is? Generally, this happens when a company is preparing to IPO. I have no information about anything like that, though, just speculating. I think that was a draw you a picture moment. All right. David Schwartz got out of he had ankle surgery to repair his ankle over the last 48 hours. He says, yesterday was probably my worst day after surgery, feeling really good today, though. No painkiller, stronger than Tylenol. But then somebody said something was missing, and because he looks like he's got a peg leg, and they added a pirate patch. So, David Schwartz, I'm sorry, but this must be my thumbnail today. Okay, now you got to see this video. This is from the IMF. What role do central bank digital currencies play in facilitating cross-border payments? Join us for a discussion with opening remarks from, why do I always draw a blank on her name? Kristalina Georgieva on Monday, Well, watch this. Imagine a new world of digital currencies. Imagine the opportunities and risks. Financial inclusion, there's that word again. Look at that cast of characters. Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve will be there. This is the one that Stellar is going to be attending, by the way. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that Stellar is going to be there. And here's why. I believe Jerome Powell, I've always thought that Stellar, their place, they were going to build this digital dollar on the Stellar platform, and that XRP is going to be the bridge currency to the world. And I think that that's why Stellar might be there when the Federal Reserve chairman's there. But that's just me guessing. Okay. All right. Jonathan D. I thought this was funny from XRP Bart. Let's all spend what we don't have. The IMF head, Kristalina Georgieva, warns Chancellor, now isn't the time to balance the books. I don't think I've ever said that around my house, is that now is not the time to balance books. Now, this is interesting. Breaking news. Let me make sure I follow this person. I do not. I do now. Breaking news. China is ready. They gave 50,000 citizens a digital yuan to use for a test run. Wanted to show you at least part of this video. Let me start here.
Welcome back. China's much anticipated digital yuan has finally arrived, with thousands of people using the coin in supermarkets, gas stations and convenience stores in Shenzhen. The experiment apparently went off without a hitch, putting China at the forefront of the race to develop virtual money. For more on this, we're joined by Bloomberg's cross-assets team editor, Joanna Ossinger. Joanna, China is doing testing of the digital currency. What exactly has been happening in Shenzhen this week, and how significant is it really?
This is a pretty big deal because this is their first real test with average citizens. They gave about 200 yuan to 50,000 randomly selected citizens and asked them to spend the money. And as you say, apparently it went off pretty well.
Yeah, Joanna, but I mean, it is free. If I was given something, I'd happily spend it, whatever it is.
Yeah. At some point, you're going to be forced into something, buddy.
How good of a barometer was that, really, to test the early success of this?
See, this is, and you've seen enough of that. Bottom line is, these guys don't get it. This stuff has been planned on both sides of the pond for decades. This is not just happening. It's not just happening in China. It's not just being formulated in the United States. They've known what we're doing, and we've known what they're doing for a long time. The U.S. world, let me say it again, the world reserve currency status is as important or more important than having a nuclear bomb, okay? If that puts things in perspective, all right? The U.S. is not and has not been sitting on its hands, and China is not, they might be letting their citizens test this just as a final trial run of the trial run, but trust you me, their citizens are going to be using it whether they like it or not. I think the whole world's going to be using this stuff whether they like it or not. But this XRP Crypto Wolf came in and said, Bank of Japan official downplays fears over China's digital currency. I don't think a single digital currency will dominate the world as long as each country makes full efforts to improve its settlement system. This is what I really believe. I believe all the world's a stage, folks. I believe that China, Russia, U.S., I believe they've all been working together to create this system. I don't believe for a minute that it's an us versus them thing, because I think that there's too much on the line. I think that World War III was always on the line. And for that reason, they all wanted to work together. That's what I really believe. So in the meantime, we can watch the stage, but I don't believe it for a minute. Now, let's move along. James Rule sent me this, the third annual Blockchain in Payments Report findings from Ripple's Blockchain and Payments Report 2020. And it's right here. The summary, it says the major takeaways, blockchain payment solutions are scaling. Digital assets are increasingly being considered for facilitating payments, especially when paired with blockchain technology. Industry innovators are realizing significant growth even amid COVID-19. Now, this is where it gets interesting, folks. This is probably one of the better tweets I've seen in quite a while. Sparky91011 tweeted this out. Flywheel, swell 2019 and then 2020. So I was here when they put this flywheel up on the stage in 2019. In fact, this picture very possibly could have come from someone like Mr. B taking it, but I don't know that for sure. But if you look, this is the flywheel from 2019. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It showed us today at 3.5. Okay. Value, feasibility, proving value, proving feasibility, scalability, moving to production, building trust and demand. Now look at what they have as the flywheel 2020. These are the four that were in 2019. We've gone from 3.5. It was 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. And now it says today we're at 5.5 and we're headed towards 6. Well, 5 is expediting move to go live. And 6 is boosting with digital assets. And do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the old handy Everest document from NTT Data Company. Interledger, enabling interoperability across platforms. From 2020 to 2025, platforms, trade finance, and all the money. XRP ledger, interledger protocol. Let me say it again. All the money. Did you hear me? Okay, as we go into our weekend. Now, I wanted to show you this. OpenSea, which is the platform that you can sell unstoppable domains on, had tweeted this, and I saw it. And for all the domain hunters out there, it just got easier to track value across the board. Click Explore Domain Names and browse away. You can browse how much domains have sold for. So still the record is sex.crypto at $90,000, but there's a second place winner. I looked it up. You can own.crypto sold for, let me see, 35 Ethereum. So that means that's roughly a little over $12,000. So if you haven't gone and if you haven't thought of any cool names for unstoppable domains, you can go. It's in the description of every video I do. It's at the very top there. You'll see it. Tim Draper invests in this company. It's legit. So these are payment domain names, and they're .crypto, and you can also get .zil on here. But the first place sale of names that people have gotten is 90,000 sex.crypto, and the second is own at about 12,000 something, which I thought was pretty cool. I've bought at least 6 to 8 of these things myself. Very cool. And you can also store your domain names through Gemini Custody. And when you're checking out, they've got a storage plan that you can use if you want to store your domains. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family if they don't have any unstoppable domains yet, they need to get on the ball. Thank you for listening. Have a good weekend.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.